So what I thought I'd do today is put in a new trigger in my Glock. Let's make sure we're safe first. Pull out the magazine, empty magazine, and make sure nothing's in the chamber. So we're good there. Dry fire. Okay, so most Glocks come with a serrated trigger, which means that the trigger has these grooves on them. And I personally don't like that very much. After about 100 rounds of shooting or so, my finger usually becomes red and agitated with this trigger. So what I'm going to do is put in this nice smooth trigger. Okay, so it's pretty simple. We're just going to take the slide off first. Put that aside. Get a roll of duct tape just to create space underneath it. And first, we're going to take out all 3 pins here. But the first pin we're going to take out is this big one right here. So let's push that out. And sometimes it won't go. If that's the case, what you want to do is take the slide release here, move it around a bit. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Comes right out. And we'll keep that in the middle there. Then we're going to pull the slide release out, set that aside. And then we're going to pull off this small pin right here. That should come out pretty easily. Just comes right out. Okay. And like the other one, we're going to leave that in the middle of the duct tape so we know where it's at. And next we're going to pull out this metal piece right here. And you can kind of just go under it, lift up, and it'll slide right out. Just like that. Put that over here. Now we're going to pull out this last pin. And that one comes out probably the easiest out of them all. Okay. Next, we're going to pull this whole mechanism out simply by lifting up right here pretty much. And then the trigger slides out with it. Okay. Put the bottom piece onto the side here. Drawing a blank right now, sorry about that. Okay, so this is pretty easy to do. It's a little bit hard to capture on camera, especially with the angle I'm at here, but what you want to do is kind of lift up like this and then sideways out like that. Okay, so I'll do it one more time. You want to lift up and then sideways like this, and it'll come out like so. And it's hooked on with a spring here. It's not focusing. There we go. Okay. Now, you want to remember that the spring is faced a certain direction here. So just in case this other part of the spring pops off, you want to make sure and put it back together the same way. Here it's facing down, so you can see the little hook there. It's facing downward, and you want to keep it that way, just in case the back comes off. I've done that a few times. Okay, so now to do this, it's kind of a pain in the neck, but you just kind of finagle it till it comes off. Here, let's see. And you don't want to force this or anything. Just like that. Okay, so it went under like this, and then in like that. Or you could do it over. Nope. Could do it over here, like this. That's probably easier. It's kind of being a pain in the neck here. Okay, so it goes under like so. Like this. There we go. Alright. So while I'm holding this, I'm going to remember the way I'm holding it. I'm going to grab the new one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to slip that just under there. Get it in the hole like that, and we're good to go. Now the way to put it back in is basically the same thing in reverse. So you want to get this side piece here in the groove in the plastic here, like that, and then you're pretty much good. And the thing I wanted to mention is it's kind of held under tension right here where this little lip is. The back of it's held under, so don't be surprised if it pops out a lot. Comes out really easy, so easy way to keep it there is just hold on to it like that. Okay, so we're going to grab this, make sure that's under the lip there, and I like to go trigger first, make sure the trigger's in there good. Okay, so the trigger goes right in there, make sure it's in there nice. Then the back goes right down in there, like that. Make sure it's all seated good. Okay, and we'll do a reverse operation of what we did before. So we'll do the back first, and you might have to move this around a bit. There we go. Should slide right in, and you don't want to force any of these. I'm pretty much doing this with my hand. You don't really have to like pound them in or anything. Make sure it's even on both sides. So just push it in a little bit there. Looks good there. And it looks pretty good there. So that's good. Okay, next, this metal piece goes back in. You just slide it right in. Just like that. Push it in. Okay. Then we're going to do the small pin here. Just like that. Slides right in. Make sure it's even. And this one will kind of pop into place here. Okay. There it goes. Looks good there. And looks good there. So that looks good. Okay. Now before you put the last pin in, don't forget to put your slide stop back in. And that goes in the furthest groove on the side here. Let's see, get some light. There we go. And it goes in just like that right there. Yep. Okay. That looks good. And then we're going to put this pin back in. And this should also not be forced. It should go right in. On mine, I reach a spot where I need to play with the slide release a little bit right here. And then it'll slide right in, just like that. And that side looks good. And that side looks good. Okay. So that's it. Put the slide back on. Make sure the trigger works. Looks good. A little oil for my hands there. There we go. Okay, so we're also going to make sure that the slide stop still works by putting an empty magazine. Make sure it's empty inside. We're going to pull it back, and it locks it back. Good. So that's it. Good to go. Now we have a nice, comfortable, smooth trigger. And we can shoot all day if we want to. And this is just my opinion. I mean, maybe some guys like these better, the ones with the serrations. Maybe if you're using gloves, I would probably like this a lot better if I were shooting with gloves a lot, but I don't. I shoot barehanded. And like I said, after about 100 rounds or so, my finger, gets a little bit agitated with when using this trigger. And yes, I do like to shoot a lot when I go shooting, because I don't do it very often. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it helped you guys out, and be safe. Happy shooting.